How dare I speak on married people's matter? Like, I just bring my big mouth and start talking about married people's matter. But the truth of the matter is, now single I single, I still get sense. So I'm still gonna talk it. Ain't me ba woni o shewa. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Bukola Adebayo. If you're new here on this channel, I discuss everything lifestyle, workplace navigation, anything that comes to my mind, really, because I'm really opinionated. Anyways, today I'm going to be talking about a topic that I'm not supposed to be talking about by the virtue of the fact that I am not married. But anyways, I will be digging my mouth into what I should not be talking about. Okay, so it's been a while. I've been away from here. I mean, I miss filming, even though editing can be really stressful for me. At least I'm, still learning, still trying to understand how to edit my content better, how to plan my content calendar. It's been a lot, and having to combine that with a full-time job, it's not been easy on me. And but here I am. For the past 1 month, I've been really busy. I mean, I'm doing this because I need to do this. I missed you guys. Did you miss me? Anyways, today I want to talk about the Osinachi saga. And this is why I said it's not my business, because I'm not married. I'm still single. I mean, how dare I speak on married people's matter? Like, I just bring my big mouth and start talking about married people's matter. But the truth of the matter is, now single I single, I still get sense. So I'm still gonna talk it. Anyways, to start with, I'd like to say I'm not an expert in the matter, and I would like to say that my condolences go to the family of the late Osinachi, and I pray that may God give them the fortitude to bear this great loss. That's it. Let me get into why I'm here. It's a very controversial topic, right? Because there are a lot of school of thoughts like attached to it. But let me start by saying that the books that we like to follow, that's the Bible and the Quran, I think they say things along the lines of love your neighbor as you love yourself. And that to me translates to you loving yourself first, because you can't give what you don't have. So if you don't love yourself, you can't translate that love to another person, because you simply don't have love for yourself. Now that brings me to women who stay in abusive relationships. A lot of women stay in abusive relationships, and some of them will say they stay in abusive relationships because of their kids. Now there's this popular Muslim saying that I do not like to hear, when they say that when a woman suffers in her husband's house, she's using it to buy alubarika for her kids. I don't believe that's true. I don't believe that's right. I don't believe that's true. I'm so sorry, because it's the same man that is a father to those kids that is inflicting pain and suffering on the woman. So is the man not looking for alubarika for his own kids? No. Let's not do that. Let's not say things that will make people stay in marriages that they shouldn't stay in. Second thing is, why the hell will you stay in a marriage that is bringing you constant pain, that is bringing you constant headache, that is bringing you... How do you justify the things that you go through in a domestically violent marriage? How do you even justify it to your children? Now, I know a lot of the times people say some of these women are helpless. Yes, that's true. But I don't get it. How do you continuously let somebody else inflict pain on you? Let's say in the days of our mothers, it was a thing of joy, right? For them to stay in abusive relationships. But right now, there is the education, there is the enlightenment, there is the right support system. If you really look out for it, you see that there's support system for you. I mean, there's so much that you can do. We have women support groups, we have support systems who are ready to take you in or assist you when you are in, certain situations. Why are you not looking at that? And for the people who keep saying that, she stayed in that marriage to protect her kids, now that she's dead, who's going to protect them? Like, seriously, let's ask ourselves that. Now that she's dead, who will protect our children? Worst case scenario, the husband will bag maybe like even if they try him, because it can come off and then they will tell you that what are the evidences that you have. All of those are hearsays. At the end of the day, they will let the guy go scot-free. But guess what? Somebody has wasted their life, somebody has died. And I don't think God gave us life for another person to take it in the name of marriage. I honestly don't think so. I think God gave us life so that we can live it to the fullness, to the fullest, pardon me, so that we can enjoy being alive, we can enjoy the good things of life, so that we can impact people positively, so that we can bring forth our gift that He has given us, so that we can make people happy. I don't think God gave us life so that people can inflict pain and suffering on us. I don't think He gave us life so that we can die cheap death. I don't think God gave us life just so we can come and suffer. So when couples start experiencing certain things in their marriage, certain issues in their marriage, their first point of call is usually their religious leaders, which in some cases may be rightly so, because they expect that their religious leaders are vast in, should I say, they are wise, because they are really very close to God, and maybe because of the experiences they have had over time with dealing with different couples and the different issues that these couples have, right? But it's not in all cases. There are some religious leaders that you shouldn't even be listening to, or you shouldn't be talking, to about your marriage. And that's why we have marriage counselors. That's why we have friends. That's why we have family members, people who have your interests at heart. You may think that the church or the mosque, the imams or the pastors, you may think they have your best interest at heart. Sometimes they honestly do, but some of them are not just equipped enough for that particular situation. Some of them just don't know what to say, and they'll rather say, I keep enduring, because some of them grew up, experiencing their father beating their mothers, and they expect that maybe that's the right thing, and they don't know the right thing to say to you when you go to them. But some of them are vast enough and experienced enough and wise enough to know that yes, it should not be in a marriage that is domestically violent, and then they advise you accordingly. But for those of them who don't even know how to advise you, what are the advices they give you? They tell you, stay in your marriage, the Lord will be with you, stay in your marriage, this one, that one. Before you know it, you are dealing with abuses, emotional abuse, domestic abuse. You are dealing with a host of issues that you can't even talk to people about. And unfortunately, some of these religious leaders will tell the women to even speak to their wives. Some of these religious leaders are actually violating their women at home too. And the women will be using their experiences in some cases to advise you that better stay in your husband's house. You better this, you better that. Jẹ́ jókòó ta ọmọ ẹ, tó bá lọ ń sìn ta lọmọ ẹ, tó máa take care ọmọ ẹ. But the bottom line, and that simply means that you better stay with your kids. If you go now, if you leave your husband, who will take care of your kids? But the big question for me when I hear statements like that is, will we take care of that kid, of those children, if you get yourself killed, if you die? Is it not what you don't want to happen that will eventually happen? So you have to be your own best friend. You have to like yourself. You have to love yourself. It takes courage to quit sometimes. I just want to say, if you have issues, if you're going through stuff, please try as much as possible to talk to people you know that can help you. People who will really, really go out there to help you. Have friends that can recognize when you're in pain and take you out of that pain, no matter how hard you try to push back to go into that pain. And I honestly sometimes don't blame women who are suffering domestic violence, right? Because some of them don't even understand what to do. But please, if you're in any relationship that is hurting you physically or emotionally, let me not even talk about the emotional violence. Let me not even talk about people who in their marriages these days, they are emotionally tortured. I know people who today, because they got married, they stopped living their lives. They ceased to be that person that they were before they got married, especially women. They can no longer work. They can no longer see friends. They can no longer do makeup. They can no longer wear trousers. They have to do everything their husband tells them to do. I'm not saying do not do what your husband wants you to do, but I'm asking you, or I'm saying that, are you a prisoner? I mean, some people can't go out without taking permission from their husband. Like, hey, daddy, wa ejo, mo fẹ́ sáré dé ọ̀dọ̀ ẹ̀gbọ́n mi, ṣé mo lè lọ síbẹ̀? And then the husband will say, rárá, kò sáyè. And guess what? You don't get to see your sister. You don't get to see your brother. The question that is running through my head is, how long do you want to continue to do this for? Your life should not end because you've gotten married. Your social life should not come to an end because you've gotten married. Your ambition should not end because you have gotten married. As a woman, you should also have things. You should have things that you want to do for yourself. You should have a life that you have looked out that, okay, so this is what I'm going to do. These are the dreams and these are the things I have planned to attain in this life that I have come. Everybody has the liberty to live a good life. But the truth of the matter is, will you allow yourself to live that good life? It's not about the man most of the time. Sometimes we need to talk to ourselves as women. You live in a society where it is believed that you need to sacrifice, give so much, like you really need to overcompensate to be in a marriage or a relationship. You live in that kind of society. So already you're at a disadvantage. Why choose a man that does not love you, that does not regard you, that does not respect you, a man that is willing to kill you? Because any man that beats you can potentially kill you. Any man that beats you, like physically abuse you, emotionally abuse you, can potentially kill you. You can get depressed, you can be injured, you can be beaten to coma, and guess who will suffer it all? You. And those kids that you always say, I'm staying because of my kids, somebody else will look after them after that person dies. I mean, so what is the essence? Why have you suffered all of this just to leave your child to the wilderness? Because you're not leaving them for anybody. You could have been the best person to take care of your child, but guess what? My condolences to the family of, to the families who have lost their daughters or their sons to domestic violence. Yeah, whether we like to admit it or not, some men are domestically violated in their homes too. But yeah, we know the ratio is yeah, it's not as high as that of the women. So, but nevertheless, may God forgive the dead. Now, if you are in a situation where you feel that you're domestically violated, you can reach out to different NGOs. You can reach out to different NGOs. And women should also learn how to protect themselves. I know people would say, how do they protect themselves against men and all of that? You can learn physical combat sports. Yes, I box, but I'm just saying, you don't know when it will come handy if you're being domestically violated in your house, I mean, just learn how to protect yourself or get yourself out of the situation. Why do we have so many women die from domestic violence? I think it's because of our society to start with, and I think it's because of the traditional belief engraved in our traditional societies. You know, one of the reasons being that parents don't want their children to come back home after they've gone to marry, especially women. You hear things like, that is, you can't come back to my house because you've divorced your husband. Women, mothers, fathers will say to their daughters that that are being domestically violated, whatever your eyes see there, just face it, you know. No, the child doesn't have to face it. And that will lead me to my next point. If you have a family unit that is not supportive and you're being domestically violated, if you've spoken to them and then they keep telling you to endure now, endure, baby, no, she endure. Yeah, that is, this is how I also endured in your father's house. That's why it's important for you to have your money as a woman. I don't think there's a better way to say it. Because there are times that you would need to support yourself. Like in this kind of situation, a woman is trying to get out of a violent situation and she doesn't have a family support and she doesn't have money in her bank account. She will have no choice than to wait and stay in that marriage. Another place where you can seek refuge would be at your maybe friends. If you have good friends that are grounded, friends that are knowledgeable, friends that are smart, you can confide in them. If they can't help you, they can point you to the right direction. And that's why it's good to have friends. Even if they can't help you, the fact that you're letting it out of you is a kind of therapy on its own, and it will. So please, Ọlọ́run ò dá ní àjẹ́, which means God did not create you to come and suffer in this world. That's just the truth. There's no better way to say it. God did not create you to come and suffer in this world. That is not your portion, and it's not a prayer point. It is a fact. But nobody has control over your mind except you. There are certain things that when God has given you the power to do it by yourself, He's not going to do it for you. It's that you do it or that's the end. I can't say that God protects me. God protects me. I keep praying on my mat. Ya Allah, please protect me. Ya Allah, as I'm going out, let me come back home. And I'm going out and I see trailer. I go and stand in front of trailer. Whoa, my clear mini. It's as simple as that. So God will not do things that He has given you the power to do. He won't do them for you. It's as simple as that. When you begin to understand those things, then you will know that your life is truly yours to protect. After God protects your life, yes, then it's your responsibility to also ensure that you're protected. And part of it is ensuring that you don't go and die cheaply. You don't let another person's child make your own mother cry over her child. You don't do that. You don't allow another person's pikin kill your mother. Don't do that. It's to quit that it takes, to stay. So I know I am not an authority on this matter, but I am an authority on loving yourself and staying alive for the people that love you. Do you have parents? Do you have people that will miss you when you're gone? Do you have people that your pain brings them pain? Do you have parents? Do you ever... So, please don't let your parents bury you because you are married now. Try not to do that, because that's every parent's prayer, that God, I don't want to ever have to use my hands to bury my children. Please don't let your parents bury you. Don't let your parents bury you, because that's one big prayer that I know every parent prays, that I do not want my child to die right in front of my eyes. I don't want to use my hands to bury my own child. So why would you want that prayer? Why would you want it not to come to pass? because you are in a relationship, because you are in a marriage, after the man kills you or after he kills you, he will marry another woman and his life will go on. It's that simple. You are not indispensable. You are not indispensable. If you think, oh, if I leave this marriage, there are plenty men out there that are ready to take care of you, they are ready to marry you. And if a man does not even marry you, that's not the end of the world. The reason you have been placed on this earth is not just so you can be a wife and a mother. There are so many other things that you can be. There's so many other things that you can do for the world. There's so many reasons why you've been created. There's a lot of goodness in you that you are yet to see. You are a gift to the world, not just your immediate family, not just your member, not just your family unit. You are a gift to be experienced by the entire world. Please let us experience you. I know people, I was going through comments and a lot of people were like, oh, Osinachi's song really got to them. It took them out of depression. It made them believe in God. It made them do this. It made them do that. That is who Osinachi is to the world. She's a gift, at least to this part of the world. A gift. That's what she was. And she gave us that gift with a voice. I mean, she took us places, realms, in religious realms, with the way that she sang, with every emotion in her body. She sang it so much that you could literally feel her pain. But we didn't know that it was pain that she was feeling then. We thought that, we didn't know she was singing with pain. That is the end of my rant, guys. And I hope I was able to pour out my mind and create a bit of insight into what I think about domestic violence. And I actually hope that you enjoy this content. I will try to be here more. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Thank you so much once again, and you guys know I love you, right? Bye.